Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Business ethics in banking. Ethics come from the Latin word ethica. Well, etymologically, the word ethic comes from the Greek, namely ethos, which means normal, value, rule, standard for good behavior, and moral character or custom. In general, it can be said that ethics is a moral basis, including the science of goodness and the nature of rights. In other words, ethics contains guidance about behavior, attitude, and action that are recognized in relation to a type of human activity. Ethics become important when there are differences in value about good bad may not and should not be. Ethics is usually closely related to moral worth, which are a term from Latin, namely mos, and in its plural from mores, which also means custom or a person's way of life by doing good deeds or decency, and avoiding things that are bad action. The main purpose of knowing ethics is to moral words, which are a term from Latin, namely mos, and ethics, a plural from mores, which also mean custom, or a person way of life by doing good deeds or decency. At avoiding things that are bad action, the main purpose of knowing ethics is to influence, to encourage our will to lead to what is useful and useful for human. With ethics, people will be able to be critical and rational in forming their own opinion and act according to what they can account for themselves. Ethics can also help humans distinguish between good and bad behavior or action. In this case lies the freedom of humans to recognize the norm that they believe in themselves as their obligations. Ethics can also help humans distinguish between good and bad behavior or actions. In this case lies the freedom of humans to recognize the normal that they believe in themselves as their obligations. Ethics can also help humans distinguish between good and bad behavior or action. In this case lies the freedom of humans to recognize the norm that they believe in themselves as their obligations. Talking about ethics in business can be caused by first, there are parties who are harmed by other parties. Second, observers see that current business or banking development to have bad consequences and become undesirable things. Ethics is business and banking is related to morality. Moral action are defined as good deeds and bad deeds is a business or banking activities. In that relationship, ethics touches on individual aspect and social regulation where human relationships are very sensitive because they are often influenced by emotions that are sometimes less relation. It is in this relationship that regulation arises with we call norm or ruler that can foster the existence of a new network of regulation. Norma of ruler that are very closely related to each other. With ethics, people will be able to be critical and rational in forming their own opinion and act according to what they can account for themselves. Ethics can also help humans distinguish between good and bad behavior or action. The main purpose of ethics is to influence and encourage our will to lead to what is useful and useful for fellow human beings. In the world of banking, business ethics is the main basis that plays an important role and should not be ignored. Why? Because the bank is a business entity that collects funds from the public in the form of saving and distribute into the public in the form of credit or other form in the order to improve the standard of living of the people. This community is called the customer. The customer become a person or entity that has deposit or loan at the banks. Thus, in a bank, a customer service ethic is needed in the form of a series of actions, both physical and administrative, which are so to fulfill the customer desire for a required product and service. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget give, like, comment, and subscribe.